Well, I'm thinking what to share with you. I can let you guys. I give you a subject, and you can say, you know, that's a good one. But give me a few minutes to. Okay. Should we speak about Thanksgiving? Should we speak about grace, kindness, see, love, faith, relationships, bad relationships, very bad relationships, good relationships, forgiveness, spiritual relationships, body life, um, let's see, anxiety, fear, um, yeah, meditation, quietness, prayer. Isn't that a good subject? Huh? Quietness, prayer, meditation. What do you think? Restoration, restoring my soul. Huh? Rest, peace. Uh, yeah. What do you think? At this table, let's go to table of Jillian. What do you want to hear? Whatever. Yes. 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 Yeah. It's very good. So, Jillian, because this is on the internet, so I'll repeat. Jillian was saying that a morning devotional we had recently on Psalm 37, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. We said sometimes we focus on the desires of our hearts. Oh, I'm going to get my desires met because I'm going to delight in the Lord. So, okay, I'll start delighting in the Lord, and then I'll get what I want. But actually, it's more like when you delight in the Lord, you really learn to lose your life in the Lord and really delight in Him. And then the desires that you have actually are very much connected with Him, you know, right? You'd end up desiring what He wants, what He delights in. You delight in Him, He delights in you. You end up enjoying that, and then you end up with like deeper things. Yeah. Okay, how about this table? Susie, do you have anything you want to hear? In our fellowship today at lunch wrap is like quietness and rest. Yeah, I have that in my mind too, like quietness and rest. So, who knows a Bible verse on that subject? Yeah, Isaiah what? Yeah, beautiful. Isaiah, is it 32:17? Is it, Pastor Search? 30:15 too? Okay, let's do it then. Let's do that one. Turn to Isaiah. Isaiah 30. '15, is it? For thus says the Lord God, the Holy One of Israel. Is that 15? Yeah. In returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. But you would not. And you said, no, for we will flee on horses. Therefore you shall flee, and we shall ride on swift horses. Therefore those who pursue you shall be swift. Let's flee at the threat of one. The threat of five you shall flee till you are left as a pole on top of a mountain and as a banner on a hill. Right, and then 32:17. The work of righteousness shall be peace. This is very good, isn't it? The work of righteousness will be peace, you know. So when we are righteous, by the way, this is a word that's never mentioned in the public square. Like, people don't talk about righteousness. What do they talk about? Equality and inequality and social justice and many things, but never righteousness. That life doesn't depend on that. It depends more on like social justice or, money or, security, but not righteousness. So where do you get righteousness? Where does it come from? But from God, okay? So when Jesus was here, he loved it. He loved righteousness, and he hated iniquity. Now, Psalm 101 is a good psalm on David in his house, and he had these words on the subject. Psalm 101. Let's turn there. Verse 2. I will behave wisely in a perfect way. Like, it means like in a blameless way, right? I will behave wisely, and really you can't find much wrong with me. Like, this is how I'm going to live, right? I'm going to behave wisely in a blameless, perfect way. Oh, when will you come to me? I will walk within my house with a perfect heart. Why? Because it's not walking before people with a perfect heart. It's walking in my house. What's the idea of my house? Walking in my house. It has the idea of, privacy, and you could really get away with anything in your house in a sense, like just your own life in your own house, your private, personal life. How will I live? Like, perfectly or wisely in my own life, in my own heart. Sometimes people don't do bad things because other people will see them. So, like, society kind of checks society. But David is saying, no, I want righteousness, and this is a walk before God in my own house, where I could do whatever I wanted and nobody would really find out about it. Like, it's my private. But I will behave even on a desert island when nobody is on the desert island, only me. I will walk before God with a perfect heart on a desert island where nobody will see me or know anything. This is a great thing. What you do in your private life, like, this has a lot to do with seeking righteousness, because it's not what other people say or think about me. It's how I live and walk before God. Okay, so Psalm 101, verse 3. I will set nothing wicked before my eyes. I hate the work of those who fall away. All right, so at your table, you want to do a little exercise. Number one is, I will not have anything wicked before my eyes. Like, what does that mean? I mean, the obvious things are like for men, pornography, women too, I guess, reading novels of intrigue that are about adultery and murder and these wicked things and demons and witchcraft and everything. I don't have any of that set before my eyes because I love righteousness, and in my own house. Then what about those that turn aside? Look at Psalm 101, verse 3. I hate the work of those who fall away. So there are people, what is it about? So at your table, what does it mean? That people that turn aside, people that fall away, and it will not cling to me. So what clinging to me is like duct tape, something sticking. It's like Velcro maybe, or something that's kind of floating near you, and just like cellophane on cellophane. Sometimes you get it on your hand. You can't. Saran wrap or something. It clings, right? Saran wrap is a clinging. It clings to you. So David is saying, the people that have fallen away, let them fall away. They will not cling to me. Like, let them go. I mean, that's their business and that's their life, but it's not going to affect me. It doesn't affect me. So how would that idea relate to you in your life? Okay? Okay, those that turn aside. Anybody have a name on your mind about that? Let's bring up some names. People that have gone, they've left, they've turned aside. Okay, so there are. Okay, let's take it from our personal experience to the Bible. Who in the Bible turned away? What? Demas has forsaken me. Did he say that? Did he say forsaken me? Having loved this present evil world. So, how about I'm in my house? I don't have any wicked thing in front of me. I love righteousness. I am built up personally in my vertical. And then somebody is departing, but it's not going to cling to me. Why doesn't it cling to me? Like saran wrap. Why doesn't it cling to me? Because my vertical is so satisfying to me, and my identity is so clear to me. I love righteousness, so when somebody turns, it's really not a problem to me. It's not going to cling to me. It doesn't have that clinging power. But weaken that vertical picture, and I am in my house looking at ungodly things, entertaining my imaginations, and then one of my friends departs from the faith, and then I'm going to have coffee with them. And I'm going to reconsider. I'm going to consider what they say and what they do. And it does cling to me. It does cling to me, right? I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir right now, but the choir needs this message right now. I don't have a lot of confidence in you guys, especially Rita over here. What? No, but what do you think? I guess you already know everything that I want to say. I mean, you know the subject well, but that's it. You know, I mean, so how this relates to what Susie said was that this quietness and confidence and this peace is coming from righteousness, but it's not a righteousness out in the public square. It's a righteousness in my private home. I think that's the big thing here, that when it's in my private life, in my heart, this is what I believe, this is how I live, this is what I enjoy. It also relates to what Jillian said, delight in the Lord, like that's really where it comes from. Delighting in, loving righteousness, you know, it's a very real thing. Then the other things, like we can do really well, I think, with this other thing when, like, relatives don't like what you're doing. A close friend of yours leaves the group. I mean, why, when Judas left the group, you know, why didn't he affect the other 11? You know, why didn't that happen? It just didn't happen because of Pentecost, and it was just clear to them that they loved Jesus, and this is where they lived, and this is what they thought. So, was there a time with Moses where anybody close to Moses kind of departed, and it didn't cling to Moses? I can't remember. Well, when they were dancing with Aaron, and they're dancing and they're partying like pagans, you know, Moses just was clear in his mind who God was, who brought them out of Egypt. Remember, they said this golden calf had brought them out of Egypt. How upside down was that? That golden calf didn't even exist when they came out of... What's that? So quietness and confidence will be your strength. Here's another good thing. When you are in the world and you don't have strength and you are nervous about things, which can happen to all of us, but you're in the world, you don't have strength, you can be pulled this way and that way. What's lacking? You know, you're worried about a lot of things, like you're pulled this way and that way, and you're in the world. I remember, and I'm always going to remember this, there was a time when I was afraid of the temptations. I was afraid of falling. I was afraid of because it seemed like the temptations were strong, like they could take me, you know, like I was going to give in. It seemed like the temptations were strong in my at that time in my life, you know, like I could see myself, you know, sinning, going for the temptation, and I was afraid of that. So then I had no peace, because now I'm like fighting my temptation. I'm like very concerned, and I realize this is like hell. Like to be fighting this thing, and it's like, why didn't that happen to me earlier, you know? Why was it easy and I don't even think about the temptation. But now, like, I'm worried about it. I'm nervous about it. I'm afraid of failing, and this produces stress. I'm caring about it. I'm worried about it. Oh no, this is what might happen to me. So what happened? What's the difference between those two people? Same person, but two different states of mind. Okay, what's lacking? Quietness and confidence will be your strength. Where's the peace come from? Righteousness is going to produce peace. What do I need? Not to fight the sin. What I need is to love the righteousness. I need a fresh, I want my relationship with God to build me up in righteousness. If I love righteousness, then I will hate iniquity. The problem is that human nature doesn't hate iniquity. It'll sit at the same table with it, and it'll be okay. I can sit with iniquity, and it's okay. But a righteous man will hate iniquity. So what happened to me was I wasn't hating iniquity, and I wasn't loving righteousness. I was just trying to live the good Christian life by just being moral. And then when I realized I don't have the strength to fight the temptation, then I just realized that. And I came before God, and asked him to help me. Okay, should we finish up here at Psalm 101 to go back to it? It shall not cling to me, verse 4. A perverse heart shall depart from me. I will not know wickedness. Whoever secretly slanders his neighbor, him will I destroy. The one who has a haughty look and a proud heart, him I will not endure. My eyes shall be on the faithful of the land. They may dwell with me. He who walks in a perfect way, he shall serve me. He who works deceit shall not dwell within my house. He who tells lies shall not continue in my presence. Early I will destroy all the wicked of the land, and I may cut off all the evildoers from the city of the Lord. All right, that's it. Amen.